Okay, let's start. So, hi, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, all. I see multiple peoples have joined here, and I'm not sure from which part of the country or world you have connected, but welcome to Isha Training Solutions. I am Sameer, and I will be the person who will be taking this course for you guys, and also for the today's the demo sessions. Actually, I'll be giving you the entire overview about this Tableau or the data visualizations, right? So basically, I'll just try to cover what is data visualizations, its importance in the market, and the demand in the market for this data visualizations, right? And but before that, I'll just start with some a story such that you people can connect the importance of the visualization or the power of visualizations, right? And feel free to raise your hands, or if you have any questions in between, let's make the sessions more interactive, and we'll just try to clear the doubts what you have into this domain. If you are planning to switch, if you are planning to learn or make your career into this domain, just straight away you can just raise a hand, ask any questions in between, no issues with that, right? Let me just share my screen, and let me know if you can see my screen. I hope you can see, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the confirmations. Yeah, so today mostly the theme of this course is the same thing, mastering Tableau from data visualizations to basics, and then further to advance creating dashboards, charts for your work related or your any demands based on your clients actually, right? So before I could start, you people might have heard in the market that everybody is talking about data, 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 right? And each field of the market has data. There is no such place at this current era actually where you do not find data, right? And everybody is trying to play with their own business data and try to generate an extra insights from their business. They are thinking how they can improvise their profit or their business, or expand their business, or if somebody is doing research, any area. If you just try to talk, or if you see in this current situations, everywhere you find data over there, right? And each industry, they are currently dealing with in the current data what they're holding. They need specialist, analyst, data scientist, Tableau developers, or data visualizer person who can analyze their data actually, and help them in summarizing their business, trace their current tracking into the market or their market shares. All those understandings are currently being decided based on the data what they have, right? And the main aim of this course, what we have decided to train you guys, is to understand how to handle these type of datas and how can you bring out certain insights to your clients, to your customers, or any of the industries where you are working actually. How can you deliver, how can you uh, bring out or deliver some good Tableau dashboards, charts for them, visualize some insights from their own business, right? That's the main motive, and that's what we are trying to cover into this entire course. I'll start with a story so that you understand these dashboards or the visualizations, the importance of this visualizations, right? And let me just do one thing. I'll pick someone's name from the chat. Let me just do one thing. I'll pick Venkat name here from the list, right? I hope I'm pronouncing your name correct, Venkat, right?
Yeah, yeah, right.
Sure. Okay, so the story starts here. he is this person. What you see here is Venkat, right? And Venkat currently owns a business or a shop where he currently deals with all the mechanical parts like some engine parts, tires, lubricants, and other mechanical stuffs related to any car or two-wheelers, actually, right? He deals with all these items in his shops, and he deals with larger margins with bigger clients, and in different parts of the uh, country or the states in that country, right? So he has a very big business. He has a good amount of items in his shop, actually, where he does the sales, and he is generating a good amount of profit out of his business, actually. He is very happy, no issues with that. The business is going good. But as the time passes, right, the Venkat is getting multiple orders or requirements of these items from different customers for different items here, right? And Venkat is facing few difficulties to fulfill this demand, right? So let's say if you see multiple customers here, different customers has different requirements of different items, right? Some has more number of requirements for the lubricants or tires. The other has requirements only for engines. So the demands for different items are not similar throughout the country, and he was finding a big headache how to handle or how to manage all these demands from the customers, right? So for example, Venkat currently deals his business in the US, right? And if he doesn't have any this idea, but as per the sales data what he has, we understand that the western part of the country has more demand for tires, right? Whereas your southern part of the country has good amount of requirements or the demand for lubricants, and whereas your eastern part has more number or more demands for your engine parts of the vehicle, right? So, and there are some other parts, as I mentioned, that holds a business where he has multiple items to sell in the market, right? So there are certain items in his shops that are still unsold, and due to which he is experiencing some losses, right? He is doing a good business, as I have seen before, right, in the first slide. He is doing a good business, he's generating good profit and margin on top of all those things, these items what you see. Sorry. And but there are certain items which are still unsold, and it is occupying his inventory, right? And due to which he is experiencing an imbalanced sales of these items, and say a biz profit into these two categories, right? One is giving him a good profit, a good amount of margins, or more profitable actually. On the other hand, there are items that are occupying his inventory spaces and are still remain unsold, right? Due to which he is experiencing a problem where he is finding a bit difficult how to manage these supply and demands, right? Suppose he has shops across all over the countries, um, and one part of the country has more demand for the tires, right? But due to the other items which are going unsold, he's not able to maintain so much of items in that specific area to manage or handle those amount of requirements from the customers, right? He was looking of some certain type of ideas, some type of solutions where he can manage or balance all these portfolios, so that he can uh, keep the items based on the demands from the customers, right? And based on the region also, where the more demands are coming, the more requirements are there, so that he can keep all those items in the inventory and fulfill the customer demands and increase his sales and generate more profit out of it, right? So now Venkat thinks of an idea that why not have some kind of a dashboards where I can have some idea about my categories, the items what I have with me, which I can share it, or which I can just have a look, and based on that I can just plan my inventory according to that, so that I can meet the supply and demand of the customers, right? I can do on all those things. So he thinks of an similar kind of an idea where he has dashboard, he has all these type of informations, and so that he can predict, or he can analyze that what is the next action of plan he can take it for his business, or to grow his business into the market, right? Then basically what happens here, to fulfill these gaps, there is a solutions what we are going to learn into this course, that is Tableau. Actually, the Tableau has capability where the Tableau can understand the pattern of the sales based on the requirements you have. It can interact with your database, it can just pass the query and extract those certain amount of informations, and the Tableau can help you in generating these dashboards for the clients, actually, right? Which can help, or help the customers, or help Venkat in this case to generate, or have an insight about his business, which region has which items requirement, or which category or subcategories requirements are there, so that he can plan his inventory according to that, right? Now Venkat thinks that I have these sales reports, right? He has all the informations of his orders, inventory details in the form of database or excels or some kind of a text file, which if he can just he thinks that if I can just pass all these things to my Tableau can help me in generating all these insights, right? And it can help me in computing the sales according to the different regions which are located in around the different parts of the country, and he can plan that which store of the specific region is generating more number of profit actually, and what to plan, which item he can keep in the inventory, which he can remove it out, like. So I told you, right, there are certain items that were going unsold, right? So he can think of an idea based on that, or he thinks that why not have a solutions that the items which are resulting him in a loss kind of a thing, he can plan for some offers, or some promotional offers he can apply on top of that, and the products which are having good amount of demand in the markets, or has a higher demand, he can slightly increase the prices of those products, right? So that he can generate an extra profit, or he can balance his portfolio in that case, right? On the other hand, if he's applying some promotional offers, the other hands, if there is a more demand for a product, he can slightly increase the profit, or sorry, not profit, he can increase the slight price in that, and he can balance his portfolio, and based on that he can remove all those items which are going unsold, and his sales, or his profit margin also will not go down according to that, right? So that's what he has planned, or he is trying to use the Tableau in order to understand these patterns, analyze all these issues, and see how Tableau can help him with all these solutions, right? Now let's understand, or like I'll just take a pause for here. Any questions on the scenario, or if you have any questions here? I cannot see if somebody is raising their hands. Okay, no problem. Let's continue then. This has gone. Okay, so now let's understand what is actually data visualizations. All right. So basically, data visualization is nothing but your tabular data or some numerical data along with some categories or some specific informations, let's say example related to sales, items, products, quantity, or total number of sales that has been generated, which you can transform or which you can analyze, understand the pattern out of it while processing those data, doing some analysis on top of those data. And these data are not simple, right? It is not simple which you can generally view directly with the human eyes or and manipulate or understand what does the data is trying to tell you about, right? So transforming your uh, tabular data or numerical data into a visualized graphical visualized format so that you can understand the pattern what the data is trying to say, right? You can generate some insights out of it, right? And based on that you can try to make some decisions based on that, right? So like here in this case, if you see, you have a raw data which you try to clean up in the initial phase, that is your processing or a data wrangling it is called. And further you try to analyze, which you pass to your Tableau dashboards for creating dashboards, right? To understand the distribution of your data across different segments, how it is performing, so that you can make decisions on top of that, right? As we had seen the example above, where Venkat had a shops, he has different categories. Now he has to decide what decision he has to make, how he can uh, plan his inventory such that the items which are not being sold, he can apply some promotion. Those type of decisions, the data visualizations helps person understand, take decisions on top of all those things, right? That's what your data visualization tries to help you. It's not only the numerical data which where you can directly visualize or where you can understand, but there should be some kind of a dashboards, because the top level of managements or any company wherever you work, actually they don't look at the numerical data you have, right? For them, they don't understand the technical part. For them, it is moreover on the dashboards they look at actually which region has given the most number of sales, on which area they have to focus, right? It's you, the Tableau developer actually, who has to develop these dashboards so that the upper management can make decisions based on the insights what you have generated. And that's what the data visualizations aim is here actually, right? Now I'll just take a pause here and just go through these four different scenarios, and any one of you here try to say that what insights or what understanding do you see from these data here, or do you see any kind of a patterns or any type of a decisions can you make from this numerical data what you see here? Anyone can answer. I mean, we are not going to judge anyone. I understand we are here to learn.
Yeah, we can aggregate the data.
Okay. No, my question is like, what do you understand? Do you see any kind of patterns or any relations between X and Y in all the four scenarios?
Yeah,
It's a bit.
there is a relation.
Mhm. Which one? Can you just tell?
No, X and Y are
And
common,
what
right?
type
In
of?
all the four tables.
Yeah, it is common in four table. These are four different scenarios, right? First scenario is different. That is independent of the second scenario or third or fourth. All four are independent of each other, right? There is no relation between one, two, three, four. I'm just asking to see if you can find any relations between X and Y of all the four scenarios here. I know it will be little difficult, and this is a very smaller portions of a data to understand, right? Now understand what if you have this format, right? This will help you understand how does the data distributions are here, right? For example, the first one, what you see here, and the graph, what you see here, you see that there are no relations between x and y, right? X and y could be any component or elements here, right? It could be like sales versus region or something example, right? So but we do not see any pattern, or we do not see any direct relations between these x and y, right? But and initially when you answered, it was difficult to understand the relations between all these four categories. Now understand, this is a very smaller portions of data I had given you, where you were finding it difficult to understand what is the pattern, right? What does the data is trying to tell you about? But the same data, when it is presented on the visualized format, you can easily understand that what does the data is trying to tell you about, right? So in the
Mhm.
second scenario, if you see here, you can see that there is a direct relation between x and y, right? As your x increases, your y also increases with certain portions, right? And you see there is one outlier, right? Which but there is a pattern here, right? Whereas if you directly see here, it is very difficult to understand the pattern. In third case, if you see, yes, there is a relations, there is a pattern. And what is that pattern? That at certain point of x, the value of y is directly proportional, it increases, right? But after certain points, the values of x, even though if it increases, right, the x values start decreasing, right? Or it starts dropping from after certain point actually, right?
Mhm.
That's what it is trying to help you understand. Whereas in the numerical format, I know the main source of this data or the visualization what you're seeing is this, but here it is very difficult to understand the pattern. But in the visualized format, you can easily judge, or you can understand the pattern. Like in case of Venkat, where he was having the business, if he would have had all the sales data, for him to go through each regions, the sales, the quantity, the items, the total quantity has been sold, for him understanding with all those numerical data would have been difficult, right? But what if he would have had certain visualized format or graphical representation of his data in this format, he would have understood, yes, there is a demand for this product, and with time, as the time increases or during this particular phases, there is a demand for this specific product, so that he can stock up all those items in his inventory, and he can generate more profit out of it, right? He can make a better decision out of it. And that's the power of visualizations I'm trying to explain here. Hope you guys understand what I'm trying to make you understand about the visualizations power here.
Mhm. Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so now scopes of visual analytics. Here I have mentioned around six, or but there are more on amount of industries where you have scopes of this visualizations, right? During my introduction phase, I said, right, each and every industry, you look about any pharma sectors, any research domain, any publications domain, or any chemical company, or let's say any government site also, they have these data with them, and there is a team who does analysis of all these things, right? It could be like you see here, there is a geospatial analytics, there's a scientific analytics. In scientific analytics also, they uses these visualizations, right? They capture all those data points based on certain chemicals they take, they capture the boiling point, the melting point, and based on that they visualize the data. They try to understand the pattern of the data, right? What does the data is trying to say? In the previous one, what you see here, at certain level, the x and y is directly proportional, right? This could be a scientific example here, where a scientist is trying to perform certain experiment, where the at certain level the boiling point of the substance is increasing, but after certain time point, the temperature doesn't increase even after he tries to boil, or whatever he's trying to do, right? That's the final limit of those things. So in order to understand those patterns, they have those data, right? And you would be one of them. If you have these skills, actually you can analyze and understand or explain all these insights to those people, what does the data is trying to tell you about, right? Second thing is like, for example, in geospatial analytics, you have data, you have data of different regions, patterns, past history data, where you can analyze at which specific place when it is predicted to be raining, right? Or just to understand the climate of a specific region. Those data you have, you can predict the upcoming days weather report on top of that, or to understand a specific nature, or to understand which region is having what type of issues, disease, right? Those informations can be easily visualized, and they have scope here for visual analytics, right? In pharma sectors, or yeah, in pharma sectors, for example, they have a data of patients, right? Who are visiting in different hospitals for specific diseases, right? You have all those data, you can understand that which hospital is reporting most number of cases, and which type of patients are visiting which specific disease the specific region is facing, right? Those analysis people, you have a scope over there for a visual analytics. You have an opportunity over there where you deal with the data, you generate all those insights to the people, clients, or the pharma industries, and tell them that they can focus on this specific hospital which deals with mostly, let's say one of the disease we are talking about, cardiovascular, right? This hospital is mainly getting more patients related to cardiovasculars. So if any industries are there which provides certain medicines, machines related to that specific disease, they can focus on that hospitals, that specific region. They can increase their sales of machines, device, any drugs, whatever the components they have. It helps them understand the decision power, right? They can understand what is the risk of doing business on that specific region, or they can develop certain new product also, right? That's the scope of visual analytics, what you have, I mean, the scope or this field has in the market, right? Now let's understand any questions on this part, on the visual, the scopes of visual analytics. Okay, thank you. Okay, now let's understand first of all what is Tableau, and I will be explain. I'll just show you a glimpse of, or I'll just give you a overview or some small example. How does the Tableau looks like? We'll just have a look of the Tableau dashboards or the Tableau softwares, and how does the data looks, and how difficult or easy, so that you can decide or understand that how easy it is or how difficult it is for me to learn this new tools, right? Or make my career into this field, right? So Tableau is nothing but one of the leading business intelligence tool, right? Most of the companies they uses for the data visualizations, and this is one of the famous tool in the market, right? It has been leader for consistent year in the market, and it has a very good grip in the market also, right? Basically, the scope of this Tableau is like to integrate any type of data within the Tableau server or your Tableau softwares you have, where you can easily interact with these datas, right? Do some kind of an analysis on top of that, where you can generate some dashboards or some insights, do some analysis for your clients. That's the main goal objective of this tool actually, right? And the beauty of this tool is like, suppose you might be a person who is interested in making career into data analytics, or come into this field, but would not be interested in coding, right? Or any kind of a programming language. I know that is a bit difficult to learn for everybody, but Tableau is one of the softwares where it can fill that gap, and you don't require any coding or programming skills. all those things, right? It is mostly all drag and drop features what Tableau has created for the user, so that easily they can focus on mostly on the data analysis rather than data wrangling. In data wrangling, you just do some data cleaning, exploratory data analysis, and other stuffs. But all those things the Tableau has eliminated for its users, and instead of that, it has provided a flexibility where you just need to drag and drop the your cells or items from the dashboards, and you can visualize the data easily, right? That's the beauty of the Tableau. And this is just a background. Basically, this was founded by two persons, Chris and Pat here, who was doing their research in the Stanford University actually. And initially when they had launched this software, their main goal, as I just mentioned, that uh, was to make it more user friendly rather than per person having a program knowledge or some kind of a coding knowledge to visualize the data, right? And initially, the name of the tool when they had launched was VisQL, that is Visualizations Query Language or Visual Query Language here, right? Later, they had done a good amount of progress till 2019, and one of their customers, one of their big customers, that is Salesforce, which is also called now as your Dreamforce actually, it has acquired Tableau in 2019, right? And basically they did not change any name, any functionality of the Tableau, and they had acquired this software in 2019. And post acquisitions, their main goal is like how to integrate this Tableau with the latest AI what they have, right? Most of the tool in the market, they are integrating AI in most of their products. Let's say any company, you will see the term AI. Each and every field, everywhere you have an AI agents or AI softwares or a kind of a chat GPT kind of a functionality. So post the acquisitions, Salesforce or Tableau is focusing how they can integrate AI that becomes more simpler for a persons to visualize the data, right? With the help of some prompts, if you give, the AI can just do everything for you, right? But it would be good for a person who has a skill of these tools along with the AI would be a good combinations. I'm not saying that you have to learn AI. AI is nothing but what your chat GPT does, which everybody is using. Same thing they're trying to integrate here. And these are the some of the Tableau products what we have, right? What you see: Tableau desktop, server, cloud, public, and then your reader, mobile, all these things. The first one is what mostly when you will be in the market or when you go to a specific industry for working actually, you would be utilizing Tableau desktop or server in most of the cases, right? In big companies, they mostly use Tableau server. That's basically like a centralized system which sits on their own house actually, where they maintain the all the data within their own system instead of passing their informations to Tableau software and doing all their data analysis, right? So first one, what you see here is Tableau desktop, mostly for creating your charts, dashboards, right? Second thing, that is your server or cloud, right? It does the same job as your desktop, but moreover like a kind of a share and collaborate with your teammates or within the company, all those functionality it has, right? And the next one is your Tableau public, which we would be using for our learning purpose in this course, because that's a free platform which has been provided by Tableau for people to learn and understand their product, right? And I mean, there is some tools they have to provide to the market as a free, so that people can learn and the company can also will have a demand based on that, right? And the other part is nothing but your tools which helps them for clients actually to view the dashboards what you have published, or they can view all those data what you have created, right? Either it can be on mobile, so you can access these dashboards, charts, whatever you have on your phone, or there is a website actually. All those tools, these three tools, or there are some more tools also, helps them in publishing these dashboards on the cloud, right? This is nothing but the same thing what I was talking about, right? I mean, I'll just give a 10-second pause here if somebody wants to read this one. Or if you have any questions, you can ask me. Okay, I'll move to the next slide. Okay, so basically, this is the architecture of Tableau. In the backend, you have an applications, right? So in the backend, how does these Tableau works? What is the architecture of this Tableau? When you connect some data, and do some drag and drop features or visualize certain data, right? How does these things work? I'll not go in depth actually. I'll just give a brief about it. So basically, this has been divided into three different sections actually, right? Your data, your Tableau server, and your client here, right? So data is nothing but you might be knowing about SQL database or SQL database, right? Which would be like your Postgres database, or it can be MySQL, Microsoft database, or any type of relational database wherever you have a tabular type of data, right? A structured format of data, or anything, something like online analytical processing, where you have a very large amount of data on which a complex analysis has to be done actually. Those things also can be plugged into your Tableau, right? Or if you have any single Excel file, CSV file, or some data on the text file, right? Those datas you can easily connect with your Tableau server or your Tableau software, whatever you have here. In that, once the technology what Tableau has developed is nothing but this data engine what you see here, right? They had developed a columnar based a database system which is a proprietary of this Tableau, which helps them in querying data much faster, quicker actually, for visualizing all these datas, right? Whatever the data you have, with the help of this visual query language server, when you try to drag and drop all those parameters to create your charts actually, this query tries to transform those drag and drop features to a query language, right? It passes to your data engine. Based on that, the data server holds your metadata or other informations related to data, and based on that, the query are being done, right? Or the data filters are being done, and the charts are created based on that, right? And second thing, what you see here, the background, right? One more thing is background. That is nothing but when you're connected with your data, right? The live data, to do some kind of a refresh in the data or extract the latest data into your server, the background plays a key role into that. I mean, that this is not mostly required to know deeply, but it is just for your knowledge or understanding how the functionality works in the backend, right? Repository is nothing but your it holds informations related to user authentications, credentials, your data what you have loaded, right? With the data which is getting processed, all those informations are stored here. And this active directory job is to like, let's say organizations is having its own server on which the Tableau is running, right? So they have these access where they can provide access to specific persons, or specific role access they can provide to their team, right? Everybody cannot have read and write access, right? There might be some people who would have only read access, some might have read and write both access, right? So those things are managed by basically admin, but they have one of the functionality here which they can use it here. And this is your app server, one more component what you see here, which is nothing but when these datas are being published on the web page, right? To manage the credentials, or manage the incoming requests from the users, all those things are being handled basically by this app server, right? And on the client side, client could be like, you might be also a client, or a specific your management, upper management people also could be your client, right? Not only the external client, but there could be multiple clients also here, right? Different categories of clients. So whenever let's say some of the clients who are using these dashboards on the browsers or mobile, whenever they try to fetch certain data, filter certain data, they have a kind of a gateway or a load balancer based on request, right? What type of request is coming from the clients, these gateways or this load balancers tries to manage all those things accordingly, right? Tableau desktop is nothing but what you would be utilizing, and in the backend, all these functionality would do, right? When you just try to plot some certain data, it these all functionality will work in the backend. And this command line tools is nothing basically for your admin related works, or some role access if they want to provide some kind of an access, or credentials if they want to manage, they can access or manage all those things, right? Now I'll just give a pause here. You can understand, or you can just go through all these stories, how they have used uh, Tableau dashboards in their sectors, right? And what impact it has created, right? So basically, first one, if you see here, NHS, right? This is one of the government body of UK, which under which most of the hospitals comes under it, right? My last company, I was dealing with their NHS data, right? Where all these data is used to come from different parts of the regions, and it has variety of informations in that. And these peoples had utilized Tableau dashboards for understanding the customers or the patients patterns, that wait time, and how they can manage all those things. Tableau has helped them in understanding their own the patient's wait time, and increase the efficiencies on that case, or do some optimizations in staffing and scheduling this. And this one, you already know that this company itself has acquired uh, Tableau, actually Salesforce, right? They basically they were using this tools in their day-to-day applications or business case actually, and later they liked it so much that they had acquired the company itself only. I'll go to the next slide. And these are some companies I have mentioned. I've not mentioned all the companies, but these are big companies which are using Tableau actually. My main intention is like just to make you guys understand that the impact of these tools, what you're going to learn, how much importance does it hold in the market, right? So you are not learning something which is outdated or there is no demand. There is a very good demand in the market for this tool, right? People are using it, is creating impact in the industry, right? And there is a good scope for this tool in the market. And this is one of the Gartner actually. So these people, Gartner, what they do, they try to analyze the tools which are in the market on these business intelligence tools, basically, right? And in which category they belong actually? What is the level of their tool actually in the market, right? And if you see here the leader block here, right? You see here Tableau, which is Salesforce. You see here also Microsoft, right? Initially, the Tableau was on the top. Now, why Microsoft is on the top? That's because they have this Copilot, which was developed based on the OpenAI, right? So that's one of the reason. But if you see on the Gartner listing also, based on the customer's rating, right? Based on their reviews, these both are almost equivalent, but most of the rating or majority of the rating is for the Tableau dashboards or Tableau softwares here. So for sure, what you're learning actually, there is a good demand in the market. It has good position in the market. So you're not going to learn something which is outdated here, right? It is the current trend in the market also. And this is an overview of the course, what I have planned for this entire course, what we are going to cover. I have basically divided this entire course into three different sections actually, right? And this is a total of 25 hours course actually. I have asked specially an extra uh, 5 hours of time here so that I want you people to practice while I'm explaining all these things in the class so that you understand the concept. You understand what exactly are being done, right? And if you're matching with a good pace, we can cover this before time also, right? But there are three different categories I have defined: level 1, level 2, level 3. In the level 1, it is very basics, right? Some people, if all the people will not have a same pace of learning, right? So we will learn the first very basic concepts where I would be explaining you how do you connect your data, what is the difference between your Tableau and Excels, how can you relate these two informations with each others. I would also give you a basic concepts of Excels also. If you guys are good into that, please do share your knowledge to others also. But some core concepts which is needed for the data analysis that I would be explaining you. Once you're done with that, we'll go to the next level. We'll understand a bit more advanced topics. And by the third level, you would learn the advanced level topics which are being used in the industries. You would be generating some dashboards, and how do you publish these reports for your clients or for your internal customers. All those things we will cover up in this course actually, right? And basically my pattern for this course would be like the first 20-25 minutes I'll explain about the topics. I'll give 10-15 minutes for you guys to like repeat the same thing, practice, and the last 5-10 minutes we will leave up to the people to have or ask if they have any questions or share some new ideas if they have explored, right? That's how my training or my course is designed, and this is how I'll try to cover. We'll not try to rush everything in one day so that you don't digest. We'll try to cover 4 to 5 topics from each levels what you see on every day so that you understand each topics, practice on the same day, and have any questions. If you have any questions, you can straight away ask with me, right? That's it. Any questions on this one? I'll just stop sharing my screen. I see a question here that's is there any prerequisites required for Tableau? Uh, no, you don't need to learn SQL or data analysis here, Hanumant. Prerequisite would be that you need to have a good laptop with some 8 GB RAM. 4 GB also is fine, but it is good if you have an 8 GB RAM and a Tableau. That's it. And intentions to learn this software. But if you are planning to uh, grow further, right, your first step would be into data visualizations, right? Once you start doing with this, and I'm not saying that this would be an entry point where you have to learn these things, but once you learn, if you want to grow further and further or excel into this career, uh, if you want to jump from data visualizations to the next level, right, where you know the other part along with the data visualizations, in that case, you might need to learn SQL. But at the current moment, you don't need anything. Basically, whatever the team or whoever is providing the data, right? Uh, you need to they will provide you those SQL queries. If you're connecting any database, they would provide you the exact query which you need to pass or which you can enter directly, and you would get all the data. And from there you can start doing data analysis or data visualizations of whatever the data has been extracted. Okay, thank you. Any further questions here? Okay, no problem. Thank you. From tomorrow, we will be starting the classes from the basic concepts. If you guys are interested, if you want to make your career into this field, uh, do register and do inform the team that you're joining this course. Right, and believe me, this would not be a boring sessions. The first two class would be a bit theoretical, but after that it is completely practical. Right, you don't need to do any kind of you don't need to sit and listen to my lecture. It is more over practical. You will see the data, and believe me, you will not get bored of this. That's it from my end. Any questions?
Yeah, Samir, one question. Which one is more demand in the market, Tableau or Power BI?
See, both has good demand. I'm not saying any bad. If
Mhm.
you learn in my current organizations where I work, it is not like one company is using one single tool. Right, it is not something like if you know about Tableau and other companies having Power BI, like Microsoft Power BI demands, they would not take you. Right, they would take you. There is a demand. That's because you know the concept how to visualize the data. Right, you know a concept how what insights can be generated out of it. Right, it's just a matter of a tool. One tool you had mastered. So I was telling, in my company we use Power BI also, we use Tableau also. Right, at the end they have to buy any one of the license for you. Right, and if you know about the Tableau, you are connecting your data to these tools for visualization and creating a dashboards. Right, it doesn't matter for the clients. For client it is nothing but they just need a dashboards. Right, in my company other teams uses Power BI, we use Tableau dashboards, so both are equally demanded in the market. But yes, other questions you might see everywhere about other tools uh, in the market, but it is more over the equivalent demand you have for Tableau also. There is no such things like famous or not famous. Both the tools are leader in the market. Hope I was able to answer your questions. Or
Yes, sure. Got it.
thank you. Let me just do one more thing. I wanted to show you the dashboards also. Right, I have 3 more
Yeah.
minutes. I hope you can see my screen now.
Yes.
Okay, so this is basically like let me just click here. Yeah, so basically if you see one of the data, I have orders, right, where you have all these datas related to orders, and all those fields you have are columns, and it has all those information stored here. Right, and let's say I'll just draw a simple graph here. Right, for example, I have my let's do with some subcategories here. Right, and how much sales these subcategory has done, and you have your dashboards here. Right, you can easily judge based on this. And I have not done here anything any such kind of a coding. It is just a drag and drop features here. Right, within a second you have your bar chart ready here, and based on that you can easily sort. You can understand which category had more number of sales. Right, for example, if you have to do the profit also, you can just drop it here. Right, or one second, sorry, You can just drop it here. You have your profit, you have your sales here, right? For example, if you just need to change your profit to some different category or draw some, uh, let's say lollipop chart, there is a fancy name they have, right? I'll just do one thing. We'll cover all these things once we start these sessions, right? And let's say we'll just merge into this axis, and I'll just change this to bar. Let me just sync this, and you can see this easily, right? You have your chart ready within a second, where you can easily judge that on phone how much sales you have done, and out of that what was your profit here, right? Basically, the sales number will be, of course, it will be more, but your profit will be, a profit margin will be less comparing to your sales values, right? In some cases, if you see tables here, you have done a good amount of sales, but there was a loss. There is no profit actually. Basically, you had landed at with some a loss here, and it was very simple to do, or just a drag and drop. You did not do any coding, you did not do any SQL knowledge, right? It is just a matter of drag. And in the backend, I was explaining all those Tableau architecture, right? In the backend, when you drag and drop, all those it just transforms all your drag and drop features to a query language, passes to your server, and transform it into a visual format. Yeah, this is how the Tableau and dashboards looks like, and this is what we will be learning. There are multiple different charts. We would understand about all these. What is this data? What are dimensions? What are measures? All these parameters we would learn each and everything. How do you connect your data source here, right? Each and everything we would be learning here. Yeah, Hanuman, you had raised your hand.
Yeah, sorry about that. What format used to get actually the data? What format used to get from the data analysis team?
See, basically, in organization wise, they would be sharing you a .csv file, .excel file, or xlx file, and
Mm.
in some cases, if the data is very big, you would directly connect to their database, right? Database in the sense they would have Postgres database, so they might have some host ID, username, credentials, and all, through which you can connect. And there might be some database access they would provide, or that's not an issue. You can straight away connect to their database, which they want to share it with their client, right? There would be certain data which they are selling it to their client, and the client needs a dashboard for that data, right? So in that case, they would create a table in the database, and that table you will connect to your Tableau dashboards. And once you connect, you will exactly have your data like this. One second, I'll share my screen again. So once your data is connected, right, to your dashboards, it doesn't matter. At the end, your data will be somewhat like this only, right? Initial phase, you would be connecting that. I would explain tomorrow, or not tomorrow, in the coming days. Once we complete the basic things, I'll just try to explain how do you connect your database, right? But once the table is connected, you would see all your tables like that, and your data will be present in this format only, a tabular structure.
Okay.
And then post that, you can just straight away generate these type of charts and dashboards for the client. That's it from my end. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Please do reach out to the team if you're interested in joining the course. Thank you.